The de Havilland Beaver, dubbed by many as the Immortal plane, has an amazingly rich and interesting history that we are going to explore today in an Aviation Deep Dive. Welcome back everyone to our second installment in the de Havilland Canada Deep Dive series here on the Airways Magazine YouTube channel. Today we are exploring the history of the de Havilland Beaver. The aircraft has been used by militaries, airlines, adventurers, celebrities, and private pilots alike. It has many nicknames such as the Immortal plane, the General's Jeep, and is arguably called the best bush plane ever built. The Beaver's story starts after the Second World War, during de Havilland Canada's pivot towards producing civilian aircraft. After looking at the feedback from pilots, de Havilland Canada started to envision how they wanted to build the aircraft. The key points were to have amazing short takeoff and landing capabilities, extreme power, fully metal construction, and to have the ability to allow bush pilots the features they wanted. Then, on the 17th of September 1946, de Havilland Canada officially put together a team of designers to produce a design for the new aircraft. The team, led by Phil Garat, consisted of Fred Bueller, Dick Hiscox, Jim Houston, and Wiswell Jack Muke. One of the most iconic features of the Beaver was never even supposed to be part of the plane. The original design was meant to use a de Havilland Gypsy engine. This was because de Havilland Canada was still owned by its British parent company, de Havilland. It was only changed when Pratt & Whitney Canada offered to supply war surplus Wasp Jr. radial engines at a low price. It is very interesting to think that arguably one of the most iconic features of the Beaver was never supposed to happen. Just under a year later, on August 16, 1947, the Beaver prototype took flight in Downsview, Ontario. The flight was flown by Russell Bannock, a World War II veteran and ace fighter pilot for the Royal Canadian Air Force. In April 1948, the first aircraft was delivered to the Ontario Department of Lands and Forests. You may wonder why the DHC-2 was named the Beaver. Well, de Havilland Canada had a tradition of naming aircraft types after animals. The Beaver was chosen for the name of the aircraft as the Beaver is known as a hard-working animal and is native to Canada's many forests. Unrelated, but still quite interesting, the Beaver was officially made an emblem of Canada in 1975, which fits so well with the DHC-2, making it truly one of the greatest Canadian planes ever built. The Beaver was designed to be a STOL and utility aircraft. It was optimized for cargo, passengers, crop dusting, and general civilian uses. Some features of this include the ability to extend flaps to an insane 58 degrees. A very large number of Beavers have also been put on floats and are some of the most common float planes in North America. There was a second variant of the DHC-2 called the DHC-2T for turbo. The company Viking Air, based in Victoria, British Columbia, currently owns the type certificate for the Beaver and all of the original de Havilland designs after they were bought from Bombardier Aerospace. Viking Air currently converts DHC-2s into turbo Beavers with turboprop engines. The engines used for the new turbo Beavers are the Pratt & Whitney PT6A-34 engine. This increases the maximum gross takeoff weight up to 6,000 pounds. There have also been many other companies that have modified the Beaver. Harbour Air, the world's largest floatplane airline based in Vancouver, British Columbia, recently built an all-electric Beaver with a Imaginex electric motor. Stolaris Aviation from Kelowna, British Columbia have also made many modifications for the DHC-2. One of these is a STOL kit, which modifies the wing with contoured leading edge, flap gap seals, wing fences, and drooped wingtips for increased performance. Advanced Wing Technologies of Vancouver, British Columbia have even developed and certified a new wing for the DHC-2. Kenmore Air in Kenmore, Washington is also famous for conversions. They have many supplemental type certificates and are known for their 0-hour fatigue life ratings. Beavers with these modifications are sometimes referred to as Kenmore Beavers or listed as Kenmore mods when being sold, leased, or hired for charters. Even though the production of the Beaver ended in 1967, it is still used all over the world for cargo, passenger, and general aviation use. A dream aircraft for many, celebrities such as actor Harrison Ford swear by the plane, Ford even calling it his favorite aircraft out of his private fleet. One of the main orders that put the Beaver on the map was by the United States Army. The US Army was looking for a new fleet of utility aircraft and entered the Beaver into consideration against the Cessna 195. After outperforming the 195 and with the outbreak of the Korean War, the US Army put in an order for a whopping 970 Beavers, over half the production line. Seeing the success of the Beaver with the US Army, many countries followed suit and ordered the aircraft for their own armed forces. The Beaver has been used for reconnaissance and was even shot at when operating for the British Army Air Corps while overflying Ireland in 1979. Seaplanes are an icon of the Pacific Northwest. Operated by countless private pilots and airlines in British Columbia, Washington, and Alaska, they have made appearances in movies, pop culture, and were even in graphics of the 2010 Vancouver Winter Olympic Games. Some of these notable airlines include Harbour Air, Kenmore Air, and CR Seaplanes, to name a few. In recent years, many Beavers have been acquired for leisure and skydiving purposes by private pilots and skydiving centers. Many of those are ex-US Army Beavers that have been revamped for new purposes. The Beaver has stolen the hearts of people worldwide, and it will go down as one of the greatest bush planes ever made. With hundreds still gracing the skies, it will remain an icon for years to come. Thank you for watching this episode of the DHC Aviation Deep Dive. If you enjoyed this video, you can check out the previous episode in the description below and subscribe for our next episode on the DHC-3 Otter. Thank you for listening and have yourself a great day.